May profits be upon you. How you doing? Thank you for joining me for another session. And we're going to take a look at gold. We're looking at gold for the week ahead. Now, I was looking at this before I started this recording, and man, it's not easy. This one's not easy because of this wackadoo price action here. All right. If we look at the 4-hour, matter of fact, let's look back further. If we go to the daily, why do I have this red line here? Because the red line seems to be a key level. Why? What makes it a key level? Because look at all the interactions of price as support here, as support and resistance. Now we gobbledyglooped it over here, but it's still within the zone. You understand? All right. And we tested it as resistance there, resistance here, support, support, and then crash through again, both as resistance and support. Okay. And you got me. All right. There's resistance here, support here. All right. And we got gobbledyglooped over here, but this is as resistance. All right. And then we come back, test it as support, and we'll take a closer look at that price action. But you can see why that zone seems to be pretty important. It does seem to be pretty important. Come on, man, with this. All right, so let's get back over here. Okay. If I can just get it all under control, I'll be all right. All right, so where are we now? If we look at it on the 4-hour, what I see is price making those lower lows and lower highs, right? We finally get a reversal pattern here, and price starts to correct, all right? Taking out these highs here, and we trade up into this daily zone of supply, right? Now, we mitigate here, right? Price makes that high, a low, a higher high, breaks the low. I like to see that because after that, it's a break of structure. And what do I look for? A return to impulse, right? Here's the impulse. Boom, boom. What did price do? Return right to it, take a nice short. It was lovely. Okay, great. Now, what happens now? Price has positioned itself, breaking back above this major level of this key level here, right? And price trades back above it. You support, hits it as resistance there, breaks through. Now we tested it as support. All right. I'm aware of these key levels. I don't trade them though. All right. I don't trade them. All right. I'm not a support and resistance guy. All right. But what I see is some buy to sell wicks here. Right. And on lower time frames, these are zones of support, of supply and demand and supply zones. All right. This is something I want to look at because price will come up to mitigate said zone, and we can look for continuation of the bearish momentum. All right. This is just a correction here. All right. Yeah, we made a higher low and made even a higher high, but how much higher did we go? We went right back into this zone, which has plenty of room to the equilibrium, the EQ of this zone of supply. This is the median threshold, right? And price has yet to, to mitigate that part. We're still nipping at it, all right? Now, price could very well visit that zone again, to mitigate, to do another mitigation. But what I'd like to think is that price use this as inducement for people to take shorts early. All right. And with the way inducements work, gets them in the profit, everybody's happy until it comes back and takes out the stop losses, which they leave here. All right. And then continue down bearishly. So I'm looking at that bearishness. I'm also tying that together with, or coupling it with the fact that US dollar showed strength last week. It started to show swing back into the strong zone. All right. We can see on the RT money meter that US dollar 2 weeks ago was at 5.85. All right. This is the rate of change over 15 weeks. All right. And I update it every week. I did not last week, but I did this week, 2 weeks later. Now we're at 6.39. There's some momentum to the upside. All right. And so I want to keep that in mind. That's going to bring price further down. So any pullback here, I'm looking at as, you know, like a bear flag, and maybe we come back and test this area. All right. And if we get some bearish price action here, I will be taking a short down, aiming at these lows. That's what I'm going to do, because we have these zones of unmitigated zones of demand down further. Starting with this one, I would like to see how price reacts to this zone. But I'm going to be aiming as, you know, I will use this as a TP1 and maybe TP2 here. You know what I'm saying? That's if we get what we need to get. You know, if price just head straight down, that's a whole different thing. If I'm not given a setup, all right, if I'm not giving us a setup for this short, then I'm not going to take this. All right, I will be looking to see if price gives bullish price action here, and I may go for a long to the EQ of this demand zone, this daily demand zone up here. So, you know, we're going to go with what price gives us. I'm not going to anticipate. I'm not going to predict. All right. I'm going to have a plan in place for both scenarios. Okay. So I'm looking for, initially, I'm looking for, see how price opens on Sunday. If it gives us bearish price action here, I'm coming down. I'm going to take it down. All right. If price just goes directly down and gives us bullish price action here, then I will take it up. Why would I take this as a buy? Why would I take that buy? Because it already took out demand. I have permission to do so. All right. Is this supply? Is it a legitimate supply zone? It's supply. I mean, a demand zone. Is it legitimate? It didn't sweep liquidity when it was created. So, you know, it did break the tops here, take some liquidity up here, but I like to see a zone take out liquidity when it's created before it goes the opposite way. So I'm not too, you know, I'm not relying on this zone here. This one much more legitimate because it took out liquidity, you know, to create it, and then it took out liquidity on the way up and broke structure. This one is definitely an area I would be looking for bullish price action. All right. I'm not going to just jump in any trade. I look for confirmation first. So those are my scenarios. All right. If you like what you saw, hey man, show your support. Leave a like, subscribe, and do leave a comment. Say it's great setup or no, it's not a good setup. You know, I think it's going to go bullish right from the beginning. You know, let me know. You know what I mean? I can learn a lot from the feedback of my viewers and my subscribers. All right. Check out the 2 videos I have on your screen right now. Those are forecasts for the week coming. And I appreciate the fact that you spent a minute with me. Thank you. And I will see you in the next video.